We have a very exciting fight. This is, as everyone knows, a historic fourth meeting between these two great multi-divisional world champions. It takes place December 8th at the MGM Grand and will be seen live on pay-per-view around the world. To tell you a little bit more about this exciting event, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Bob Arum. Bob?
Yeah, thank you, Fred. And this is exciting. The reception that the public has afforded this fight has been truly tremendous. We have less than 1,000 tickets remain to be sold for the event. The gate receipts already exceed 10 million and are approaching 11 million. Reports we're getting from the closed circuit exhibitors, from the foreign broadcasters are very enthusiastic. And so we are anticipating a tremendous event on December 8th, a fight, I think, that will go into the annals of boxing history, because these gentlemen have fought 3 previous times, and there's no question in my mind that this 4th fight will be the best fight of all.
Thank you, Bob. There's been a lot of talk about what...
Hello?
Freddie, we can't hear you. Can you get in the quiet area?
Yeah. Hello?
Okay. Freddie, there's been a lot of talk about, change of strategy, reverting back to the original fight plan from fight number 1. Can you tell us exactly what is going on in training camp, the wild card for this 4th encounter with Marquez?
Well, we have a tough fight ahead of us style-wise, and we know Marquez is a great counterpuncher. So we're working on how to beat that counterpunching style. Manny's looking great in training, and I like what I see. He's right where I want him to be right now, and his sparring has been a lot better than I've seen in a long time, and he's very, very focused to this fight, and I think it's going to be the best fight yet.
Terrific. And I'm sitting right here with the 8th Division World Champion himself, Manny Pacquiao. Manny, any opening comments about how training camp is going? Are you looking forward to the fight on December 8th? We're going to have to mute Freddie's line, Ed. Okay, operator, if we can open the call to questions. Freddie, we're going to need you in a quiet area, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to ask a question, please press the number 1 key. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, please press the number 1 key. And please just give us a moment while questions come into queue.
Manny, while we're asking for questioners to get into queue, you talked about, for the first time, the need to actually go for a knockout for this fight. Is that something that's still in your mind going in this fight?
My mind is not focused to that knockout, but what I'm focusing is more aggressiveness, and if I have a chance in if I have in the ring to make the fight easy, why not? I will grab that opportunity.
Okay, Alicia, we're ready for questions.
Our first question is from Mr. Dan Raphael at ESPN. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. First off, Freddie, I have a question for you, Freddie.
Yeah.
You heard Manny just talk about the desire for more aggressiveness, which I know you've talked about in the lead up to this fight also. What I'm wondering is, it's not like Manny wasn't aggressive in other fights. So what is it in the 3 fights that you have trained him for that you guys have learned that make you think being more aggressive will actually get the job done in a definitive manner this time that it was not able to produce in the other 3 fights?
Well, so what we're being aggressive with is the thing is Marquez lulled us into fighting at his pace last time, and if we fight at a slow pace, it's gonna help the counterpuncher. So we're gonna fight at a much higher pace this time, like we did in the first fight in the early rounds, and that's where we've had most success. And as all the tapes been watching, we have success when we're aggressive and using that speed, and we're going to use a lot of that.
Do you ever think, Freddie, about what it would have been like, and how things may have gone if the referee just would have stopped that first fight after that third hard knockdown in the first round, and then we wouldn't be in fight 2, fight 3, forget about fight 4.
Yeah, the thing is, the referee is an experienced ref, and he evidently made a good call, and now we're in the fourth fight, Nacho Bierstein, and he's my big rival right now, and we need a big win here.
Okay, Manny. Hello, Manny.
Hello, Manny.
Hello.
Hi, Manny. This is Dan from ESPN. My question for you is, this is now going to be your fourth fight against Juan Manuel Marquez. What kind of relationship would you say that you guys have with each other? You must know each other a lot, just from all the press conferences and the promotional activities, but also going all the rounds with each other and being around fights together. Do you have any kind of relationship with each other outside of the ring? And if so, what is it like?
With Marquez? Mm-hmm.
Yes, with Marquez.
Nothing personal. Just like what we said, we're just doing our job in the ring, but in the ring we have we have a job to do, and to do our best to make people happy.
But I wonder, Manny, after all the time you've spent with him, both in the ring and also on the promotional trail, I know you respect him as a fighter, but do you like him personally at all? Is there any animosity? How could you characterize any relationship that you might have with him?
I never hate my opponent outside the ring. This is our job, and nothing personal, like what I said.
So you don't have any like I think about Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti. They had great fights with each other. They grew to be very, very close friends with each other. I think about Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales. They had 3 great fights together. They can't stand each other. What's it like between you guys?
Are you friendly with Marquez outside of fights, or do you have any kind of relationship with him at all? Or?
We're friends. I treat all my opponents as a friend.
Okay. Thank you very much, Manny. Freddie, appreciate it.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to ask a question, please press the number 1 key. Again, if there are any questions, please press the number 1 key. And we do have a question from Mr. Lim Satterfield at Ring TV. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Man, I just want to touch on what Dan said. I understand, didn't you guys, you and Juan, do a duet together at one point? And also, didn't he invite you to go shoot guns together at one point?
You did sing during the tour for the last fight.
No.
On TV down in Mexico. You remember?
Yeah, we went to.
It was at Azteca.
Yeah, Azteca show.
Do you remember singing with him, Manny? What was that like?
Yeah. We sing it in TV Azteca.
You sang La Bamba. La Bamba.
He told me earlier he was more on key than Juan Manuel Marquez.
Okay, I guess, Manny, for you talk about, and Freddie, both of you, you talk about the strategy against him, and that, it didn't necessarily work. But the other aspect that I think was different, particularly in the last fight, in regard to Juan, was the strength factor. I thought he was a lot stronger. He didn't go down. Is that something you're concerned about, that he might be even stronger this time than he was last time? And how would that factor into your strategy?
Our strategy for this time is more aggressiveness and, of course, improve, develop the strength more, and also focus on speed, and we have side by side.
Are you more concerned in this fight about his strength or the last fight?
About his strength?
About Juan, yeah, because he's so built up.
No, I'm not worried about his strength.
Freddie, I mean, if you were at all concerned, does that add another dimension? Because, you know, in the first two fights, he went down 3 times the first time, 1 time the second time, didn't go down this time. And it occurred to me that he might be, you know, more resilient. Is that a factor that you take into account, and how do you deal with that if it is?
No, I don't think it's a factor because I don't think muscle makes you have a better chin. And the thing is, you put a lot of muscle on, and I think he's a little bit slower than he used to be, and we're going to take advantage of that.
Freddie, is there any more pressure for you or Manny? I don't know how Manny feels about it. You know, given that, you know, Chavez has lost, Khan has lost, you know, Pacquiao lost, you know, his last fight. Does he feel, you know, any sense of pride that he wants to win for you? Do you feel any sense of urgency to get back on the winning track? How do you either of you guys look at that?
I'm just doing my job the best I can and get Manny ready for this fight. And the thing is, it has nothing to do with the rest of those guys. I thought Manny won his last fight 11 rounds to 1, and I don't really consider that a loss. So, you know, we just it's business as usual.
Manny, do you have any more sense of urgency to win for Freddie, given that you know he's been your trainer and you know he's been just kind of winning for him, so to speak?
Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I was wondering if Manny felt any more sense of urgency to win on Freddie's behalf, given you know that they've kind of had some tough luck in their last fight. You know, his stable and both, you know, in their last fight against Bradley.
No.
Okay, that's
an emphatic no.
My last question is, and I don't know how both of you guys feel about that. I think that a lot of members of the media felt it was kind of, you know, not a good thing the way Khan said some things about Freddie and get his reasons for leaving Freddie. I don't want to go into necessarily details, but, you know, I wanted to know what Manny and Freddie thought of the way Amir Khan handled that publicly and some of the comments he made.
Freddie, we'll let you go first. Freddie? Is Freddie there?
We lost him.
Well, while we're waiting for Freddie to get back on, Manny, any thoughts or comments on what Amir Khan said about Freddie Roach and why he left him?
I don't want to comment about that.
Yeah, Manny's not going to comment on that.
Hey, Fred, if Freddie comes back, could you maybe ask him about that later?
I will. I will tell you this. The question was asked earlier, and I'm not sure if you read it, but Freddie emphatically denied what Amir Khan had initially said. He said if Parkinson's had been an issue, why did they ask him to drop all his other clients and just dedicate his time to Amir's training? Lem?
Our next question comes from John Saraceno with USA Today.
Andy, if you're unable to get Floyd Mayweather into the ring here for a fight, do you plan to continue fighting the following year, or will you retire by 2014? Thanks.
Yes, I'm planning to still fighting in the following year.
Regardless, he's going to fight through 2014.
Thank you.
Fred?
Yeah, I'm here. Alicia,
Next question.
more questions? Wait.
Please press the number 1 key if you have a question at this time. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please press the number 1 key if there are any questions. Okay, the next question is going to come from Felipe at TV Azteca. Please go ahead, sir.
Hi, Manny. This is Felipe from Mexico City from TV Azteca. Manny, do you want to clear your name against Marquez? I mean, the last fight was very controversial. Do you want to clear your name with a knockout against Marquez?
Could you repeat that question, please?
Just give my money. Well, I can't. Yeah, Manny. Hi. This is Felipe from Mexico City. Manny, do you want to clear your name against Marquez with a knockout? I mean, the last time you fight with him, it was a very controversial decision. Do you want to clear your name with a knockout?
Do you feel there's a need to clear your name because of the controversial decision last fight?
No, I'm just giving him a chance. I'm giving him a chance to prove that claiming that he won the fight.
Did you hear that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Fred, I believe Bob Airman's back with us also.
Okay. Is Freddie on as well?
Bob, are you here?
All right. Our next question will come from Eric Montoya with the Huffington Post. Please go ahead. I'm sorry, Erica. Please go ahead.
Hi, Manny. How are you? Here from Mexico City. I want to know what is the thing that motivates you to do all the things on the ring and for this fight, who is very special.
How special is this fight coming up, and what extra things are you doing in training for it?
No. The motivation.
It's really important for me.
What is the
fight? Especially, it's really important for me this fight, especially both bodies need to prove something. Especially Marquez Campos need to prove something that he really won the fight.
Thank you, Manny.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, please press the number 1 key. If there are further questions, please press the number 1 key at this time.
Manny, I'm sitting here next to you, and we're looking at the poster of your first fight with Marquez. You guys were featherweights, and obviously besides the weight difference, what differences do you see in yourself and in Juan Manuel since that first fight compared to what the fourth fight coming up? What differences do you see between these two guys here on the poster when you first fought as featherweights and the two fighters that are going to meet each other as welterweights in a couple of weeks?
Different because we're younger and now we're more experienced in boxing.
Does that make it harder when you meet him? Is it harder because you guys know each other so well in the ring?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, operator.
Our next question is from Michael Woods with ESPN. Please go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hey, Manny, this question is for you. I am wondering, Freddie wants you to be more aggressive and busier and really attack Marquez like you did in the first fight. Is that more difficult to do at age 33, or are you still able to be as aggressive and fight at the same pace that you did in a fight when, from the first fight years ago? Is that still possible at age 33?
You bring that aggression, that old aggression.
That's our focus right now in training. More aggressiveness and more intensity, more action in the ring, and that's our focus right now.
And so far, Freddie said that you've been looking real good in sparring. Manny, do you feel like you are able to fight with the same intensity and the same pace that you did, that you brought against Marquez in that first fight? back in, what year was that now? 2004. Are you able to fight at the same pace?
Is the first fight?
Yes. That's why I train hard for this fight, and more action, more combination in the ring. I did a lot of this training camp.
And is it more of a question of training harder or training differently or getting yourself prepped mentally?
Are you training harder, differently, or is it your mindset that's different?
I always train hard, and I think some of this is harder also, more harder and more punches, and we did a little bit changes.
Can you talk a little bit about the changes? Are you able to do that?
What things have you done differently in this camp than from the past couple camps in training camp?
What's the difference?
Yeah, what's different in this camp from the few camps before this?
The difference is we do a lot of combination, and then we change a little bit our strategy in movement. So I think there's a little bit different compared to the last one.
All right. Thank you very much. Looking forward to a good fight. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Michael. Michael, we're also going to be looking at more of Manny's speed that you're used to seeing from earlier fights. I know they're working on a lot of that.
Fred, will you be working in the corner that night? This is a new Fred.
I can't comment on that right now.
Okay, no comment. Got it.
Our next question is from Carlos Navarez with El Vocero News. Please go ahead.
Hi, Manny. Hi, everybody here. Manny, you said that you have plans for fighting 2014. Do you see a future fight against Miguel Cotto?
What was that about Cotto?
Do we see a future fight?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. There's a chance.
He said there's a chance. Is that something you'd like to see down the road?
There's a chance.
This first week of December will be two great fights. The first one will be Cotto against Austin Trout, and then you against Juan Manuel Marquez. What do you think that will happen in the fight with Cotto and Austin Trout?
Do you have a prediction for the Cotto Trout fight?
Yeah, prediction. Thank you.
No, Cotto will win that fight.
You say he thinks Cotto will win that fight?
Decision, knockout?
Decision or knockout?
I don't know, but it's...
Fred, what's wrong?
He thinks more chances for a knockout, but he's not sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, our next question is from Dan Raphael with ESPN. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Manny, I was wondering, after 3 fights against Marquez, all of which were very close, can you pinpoint the reason why you think that they were so close? Fred?
He's thinking.
Okay.
Why they were so close? Why do you think each fight has been so close?
With
Marquez.
So close because it's tough also.
What was that, Fred?
Because it's tough? It's tough.
No,
He's tough. He's tough also.
Tough.
Well, I mean, listen, we all know that he's tough. We know you're tough. Most of the guys that get into the ring are tough. But I'm wondering if there was something specific about the style or about the pace of the fight or just whatever the reason. Maybe, you got to know each other so well in fighting style. Is there anything you can pinpoint that was, that you had a hard time dealing with that he had to show you in those fights that made them so close?
Is it his counterpunching? What is the main thing that seems to be his biggest asset when he fights you? What's his biggest weapon that makes these things so close?
He's a good counterpuncher also.
You think that's his strong point, his counterpunching?
Yeah, but his style is not, not, he doesn't have aggressiveness and always back off. So if I'm also waiting for action, that I'm waiting that he's the one to throw the punches first. The fight is gonna be boring.
Freddie, do you have an opinion about that? About why they're so close? And also, Bob, if you had an opinion about that.
No, they're close because they're close. I mean, the controversy after each fight as to who it was, and they're matched very, very well together, and so both of them will be looking for different strategies this time, so that the winner will be more conclusive. I mean, that's what they're both saying, that each of them is going to be more aggressive. Each of them is going to take the fight to the other. That may be a disadvantage for Juan Manuel, whose biggest strength is counterpunching. But he's going to be a lot more aggressive as well than he was in previous fights. At least that's what he said.
And can you, or any of you guys, after 4 fights, can you envision any scenario where there would be a 5th fight?
I don't know. You can visit. There is a possibility. Of course, there's always a possibility. It's not like it's a possibility.
Fred, could you ask Manny what he thinks about if that is a possibility?
And Jake O'Mara fought 6 times.
Not on pay-per-view, though, Bob.
Manny, do you see yourself fighting Marquez a 5th time?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
He doesn't know. He said it's kind of hard to imagine a 4th.
I was going to ask you about that, Manny. I know that the fights were close. Fans enjoyed those fights. A lot of people are looking forward to this 4th fight. But you personally, are you a little tired of fighting this guy? Just because they're such tough fights and you've done it over and over again?
Are you tired of fighting Marquez all these times?
I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I'm excited because the fans excited to see that action.
Okay, very good. And Freddie, are you tired of seeing Marquez across the ring and Nacho at press conferences and on these promotional events, and then on the week of the fight?
We may have lost Freddie. I don't know if we had one.
Freddie lost us. I would answer for Freddie that he would miss Nacho's that.
Red Bob's got the worst connection ever.
Wish that he would miss Nacho's absolute smile if he didn't get the piece of Nacho first and fight again.
Bob, I'm sure it was a great answer. We just have a hard time hearing you with your cell phone. But anyway, thank you, guys.
We'll try getting on, Dan. I have a question for Manny while we're... We all see it as all these fights as very close fights, but you're inside the ring with Marquez. Do you see, are these fights as close to you as they are to us in terms of scores, the first 3? Were they as close in your mind?
I will try to not let this fight close like the last 3 fights that we had. That's what my focus now.
Has that been the big difference in the other 3 fights? Maybe you hadn't finished as strongly at the end as you wanted?
Yes.
Operator, any more questions in queue?
Yes, sir. We have a question from Chris Williams. Please go ahead.
Hey, Manny, how are you doing today?
Good.
Can you hear me? Good. All right. Talk a little bit about the pressure that you're facing now, facing Marquez the fourth time. And the reason I bring that up is because your last two fights have been frustrating. The Bradley fight, that was atrocious. The decision on that was atrocious. But the last Marquez fight Marquez 3 was, everyone thought you would come in, dominate him, put him away because you were at such a high. Talk a little bit about the pressure of trying to get back to the standard that everyone thinks Manny Pacquiao should be at. Can you hear me?
Yeah. The question was, what was his mindset for the fight, you said, or?
Yes, going back in, training for the fourth fight with, the last two results. Talk a little bit about the pressure trying to get back to the Manny Pacquiao that everyone thinks we should see.
What kind of pressure are you feeling in this fight based on the results of your last couple fights?
What kind of
pressure on you?
I'm not pressure for this fight. I choose to fight him, and I think that I'm gonna win.
Did you get that, Chris?
I got you.
Nope.
And I know you say there's no pressure, but you're talking about having to have more aggression going into this fight. So there has to be some kind of, you want to go out and you want to knock them out. You want to make everybody happy. So you got to be feeling a little bit about that. At all, yes, no, maybe.
Is there pressure to perform like, as you put, the old Manny Pacquiao, maybe the fighter we saw against Cotto, Hatton, De La Hoya, in this fight, to put that kind of finishing touch on this fight?
No, I'm not pressure. I'm not pressure of anything.
It won't affect your strategy in this fight?
No.
So finally, you would be content walking away from this fight with a majority decision win that's controversial again?
Would you be content if this was another split decision or majority decision? Would you be okay with that?
It depends. I will do my best. I will try my best to win the fight. Good.
Well, thank you and good luck. And yes, I did. Thank you and good luck. And I don't want to see a fifth fight, so make something happen.
Thanks. Operator, we have time for one more question, I think.
Okay, our final question will come from Lazaro Malvarez. Please go ahead.
Hi, this question is for Manny Pacquiao. Juan Manuel Marquez wanted a judge from Mexico, one from Philippines, and one from the United States to avoid controversy. But as far as we know, there are going to be two from the United States and one judge from England. Manny, what do you think of this? Thank you.
Judges.
I mean, he can not judge what he wants, and he can choose. If he can judge. It doesn't matter. I respect the judges. I respect the referees. Being athletes, that's not my job. My job is to train hard and to fight well in the ring, and give trust to the judges and the referee and the officials and the commission. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to wrap this call up. I don't know, Bob, can you still hear us? Or you want to give a closing comment before Manny?
Yeah, just that it's going to be a fight. That I am certain that what you're going to see is a fight that's different from the other three.
I think we lost Bob. So I'm going to before I give Manny the last word, just a reminder again, he'll be on Jimmy Kimmel Live tomorrow night at midnight on ABC. And his Media Day workout in L.A. will be next Wednesday, 1 o'clock at Wild Card Boxing Club. Manny, any last word before we conclude the call?
Thank you so much to all the fans in boxing, and hopefully, I hope that this coming December 8th, you're going to watch in the fight against me and Juan Manuel Marquez. It's going to be a good lot of action in the ring. Thank you so much to all the fans.
And thank you for joining us. I know this was a tough call today. We had quite a few technical difficulties. For once, it wasn't Manny. So anyhow, we'll see you all in the coming weeks, and we look forward to all of you coming into Las Vegas for Fight Week, live on pay-per-view December 8th. Thank you.
That was the solar.